Hey everyone, this is Bianca, Joe's younger but much wiser sister. He asked me to write a brief warning to display before episodes for obvious reasons. So, real quick, if you are easily offended, not a fan of profanity, and/or are looking for something educational/informative, this ain't it. Trust me, speaking from personal experience, I've left the dinner table myself a few times because of them. Anyways, these episodes are meant to be purely entertaining, if not self-deprecating. Proceed with caution. I apologize in advance.
What up, beautiful people? I am Joseph Buddha. Welcome to the Apologize in Advance podcast. With me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, my father, Robert Budo Sr. We do have the guy on the couch today, but we have extra guests in there. We got Aviv on the couch with us. We have a very special guest today. I actually got surprised with a 2-for-1. I thought I was only going to have one guest on today. From the MTV Challenge, the new season, season 40, Battle of the Eras, is out now on MTV, Wednesdays, 8 o'clock. Make sure you tune in. We have the GOAT, as far as I'm concerned. There it is. Hold it up. There, he's got it. My man Johnny Bananas is in the building. We also got Paulie in the building, who I just so happen to be speaking about today, about probably the biggest set of nuts I've seen on the challenge.
Yeah, dude.
Since it
We were
started.
just talking about that.
And the fact that I walked in and you guys are literally showing screenshots of the hall brawl between you guys, it was like the coolest shit ever, because I literally was getting a haircut talking about, you had to see this kid Paulie, man, because my barber doesn't watch the show. And I was like, dude, this guy Paulie went up against a guy like John, who feels like 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome. So my hats off to you for even getting in that. Like Johnny said, that's next level shit.
Well, I mean, we all record at the same podcast studio here. Podcast Junkies here in Boca.
Shout out podcast Junkies always.
But if anyone tries to, Christian, if anyone tries to book the studio, I have to have first preference.
You
over
always
them.
get first
Okay, thanks, man.
Okay,
First
cool.
right of refusal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But he's like, yo, I got the crazy Italians coming on today. Would you stay after? And I'm like, well, the only more psychotic Italians I think in this area would be Paulie and myself.
Damn, right here.
So I don't even know if this is safe to do. Like, I feel like it's letting like the keymaster and the gatekeeper on Ghostbusters together. Like, we don't know what the outcome's
No,
gonna be here.
we don't. We're gonna try to keep it.
Boca's never gonna be the same.
No, it's not.
Italians in Boca?
Yeah.
Shocker.
I'm one of them guys that, you know what, I don't like to preach that I'm Italian.
You can't.
I couldn't tell.
no.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
The tight black T-shirt and
Yeah,
the
the accent. I wouldn't know. I thought
That's what
you
I'm
were.
saying.
I thought you were
People-
from Croatia.
Well, people ask
He's
me,
actually
are
born
you
and raised in
Irish?
Kentucky.
Are you Irish? And I'm like, no, man, I'm Italian.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of Italian.
From the waist up.
Yeah.
That's
no,
how,
I'm like that.
Oh, that's me. That's what we were talking about earlier. Because I'm Northern Italian.
good, bro.
So
Yeah.
I'm Italian from the north.
Yeah, Johnny's he's like the northern
So
Italian.
we're
He's got a little
Calabria,
bit of-
so
He's got the height, the better looks, you know, and then I'm Sicilian, so I just got the stocky body.
Yeah.
I got to tie a rock to it.
Which you probably almost done in a challenge before. So I was gonna plug this after we were done talking, but I see the hat already.
Yeah.
Got a new gym up in Boca.
Buddy, right? Literally a stone's
Walking
throw away
distance.
from here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
walking distance.
Rumble East Boca. It's like working out in a nightclub, man. It's pretty
Yeah.
badass. Paulie's been there a few times.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's one of the best gyms, and it's one of the best formats because it's fun and you're going to shred up.
Yeah.
Like, immediately.
I
The
just
coaches
got
are
in.
highly energized. The owners are dope.
Yeah, most of them.
Most of them. Yeah. But it's a great location, too.
Hell
Yeah, and it's half boxing, half strength train, or cardio, strength training, high intensity training. A lot of girls. I think the ratio at this point is about 95% to 5. So.
Do you think that's because of you or because of the gym?
No, I think that's that's what it caters to. So yeah, ladies, if you want to go and work out somewhere, you're not going to be surrounded by a bunch of creepy guys, just maybe
Aviv.
like 5.
Yes.
She's going to be one of our trainers. Aviv's actually, we're going to make her one of our coaches. She's like, oh, I found this really fun spin place down the street I might coach at. No, you won't.
No, you won't. You're coming to Rumble.
Aviv, you belong at Rumble. That's where all the pretty girls go.
Rumble.
That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys got to come in sometime. Throw some dogs.
Absolutely. I just
You know?
started getting in the gym on Monday, so I'm like,
can tell.
I'm fishing. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Hey, give me like 3 more weeks, bro.
You know what I always say? This is what I always tell people. Because, like, I love, and he knows this, dude. Like, when we're on the challenge, that's all we do is make fun of each other.
Oh,
Like, we just-
absolutely.
and like, some my best friends, I'm like, if we can't be friends if you don't make fun of me.
Oh, my God.
I don't
That's
trust you. If you aren't constant, if you're not ripping on me, like, a lot, I'm like, all right.
We're not friends.
What is wrong with you?
We're not.
dude?
If I'm not putting you in an uncomfortable situation at least once a day, we're not friends.
Once a
I remember I got a guy. Shout out to my boy.
you got a
Vinny.
guy?
Yeah, I got a guy.
got a guy.
I got a
You
guy.
don't say. You
He's
don't
up
say.
in Brooklyn. He's still up north, and when he talks, he goes, tat, tat, tat. So we nicknamed him Vinny Dudda.
Vinny Dudda.
Yeah.
So now when we talk, hey, Dud, what's going on? You know, it's not Vinny anymore.
No, literally, everyone's like, you talk to Vinny Dudda, and literally, you get on the phone, the guy's like, da. I'm like, you haven't fucked up.
And you gotta love the guy. He's he's one of my best friends in the world.
But
man.
again,
We're friends 55 years.
Yeah, if you're not
you
making
know?
fun of your
You're
friends,
not,
you're
yeah.
not.
Are Italians
Yeah,
the only one that give people nicknames with their names and then eventually just call them
I don't know.
nicknames
I
like
feel
Vinny
like-
Probably,
Dada?
yeah, yeah.
Paulie
you dropped
Pots
it.
and
Yeah,
Pins.
yeah, Tommy Bag of Donuts. How you doing?
Bro, I got 30 different nicknames. I call my brother Dirty Birdie. You know what I'm saying? Just like one of those things you do. But like I feel like the older nicknames are much better. Like you had like Tommy the Mouth and
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? They gave you names. based
Coffee
on-
cake.
Yeah,
Oh, you
coffee
know,
cake.
they,
the papers.
They call somebody Tommy the Mouth and he's got a massive
Yeah.
mouth. Or like you call like Sammy the Schnoz and he has a huge
JoJo the Whale.
You know, you can't get away with that nowadays. People are sensitive.
Yeah, no, bro. Yeah, you get canceled. For
Yeah,
calling
you're a
somebody-
racist.
Yeah, or you're body shaming by calling someone a whale.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that. Shit.
I
Jelly.
So let's get down to some talk. You guys did a lot of talking about season 40, but I wanted to dive in a little bit with the prior history.
Okay.
Obviously, this is your 25th season, the 40th?
24th.
Well, 24 total now.
Yeah, this is my 25th.
25th. See,
Oh.
see, I'm a numbers guy.
But
I got-
who's counting?
Who's counting?
Yeah.
Well, 11 finals, 7-time champ.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
some big shit.
Yeah, dude.
So one of my first questions was, obviously, besides the money,
Yeah.
what keeps you coming back? What keeps you guys coming back?
I mean, he knows as well as I do. I mean, you saw it in what this guy just did in the last episode against Theo, dude. He's a fucking competitor, you know? And I've always been like that. Ever since I was a kid, man, I've always wanted to win. Doesn't matter what I was playing. It could be rock, paper, scissors, beer pong. Whatever it is, it's like I always want to win. There's
I'm a
some people who
bad
just don't care. They're like, whatever. It's like, why? That's why you keep
Why
scoring.
compete?
Exactly. Why compete? So the challenge just, I think, what was so, I think, amazing and unexpected about this journey that I've been on is it really encourages and embraces the things I'm good at, which is being competitive and being athletic.
Politicking.
And being an asshole.
Yeah.
Because that's what it really is. It's like my entire life, and my dad says this. I was just with my dad yesterday, and he always says this. He goes, you've somehow managed to take this mischievous nature that you've always had and
Made a career out of it.
somehow make a career out of it.
And that's why-
parlay it into a job. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Because growing up, I always like to pick on people because I like to get a rise out of them.
Yeah.
I never did it necessarily to be mean. I just did it because I like to get a reaction. I always say this. My toxic trait is if I know something bothers someone, I can't help myself but to keep on poking
Poking it, yeah.
Even when I know I shouldn't, I keep on poking at it, dude. For example, one of the girls that works at Rumble, she's in college. She's like 19. She found a kitten the other day. Okay, a little kitten. Just a little kitten. Brings it inside. She's like, I'm gonna save this thing's life. Was trying to give it milk.
Save it at Rumble?
Died in her arms.
Oh, my God.
Oh my!
She found it outside. So I mean, it was
Oh,
probably
my
his last leg. But this kitten died.
And now what? She's in turmoil?
Well, so she had a absolute mental breakdown over this cat dying. Right? I wasn't here in the time, but I got back and they told me about it, and I have not been able to stop making jokes about her.
Oh, my God.
Cat whisperer.
That's so fucked up.
She's like, I'm getting a dog. I'm like, no, you're not. Here's a boxing glove. See if you can keep this awake for 24 hours before you get a
Get her a
cat.
fucking Tamagotchi. Man. Keep this thing alive for a little
So
bit.
that's how I've always, so like, and I don't mean anything by it. It's just, I just like to tease people, I like to get a rise out of them. And that's what the challenge is, dude. The challenge is about, I mean, just getting under people's skin, pushing their buttons. And it's like, so it encourages all of the things.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but like that's just how things were back in the day. Like you had the people who could get under people's skin,
Yep.
and you either had to learn how to not let people get under your skin, or
Fight.
or fight. But it's like if somebody got a rise out of you, everybody would then use that same thing.
Yeah.
So like if Johnny's able to get a rise out of somebody, guess what? 10 other people are going to be sitting there
Doing the
saying
same
the
shit.
same thing, doing the same thing. So you either had to harden up or fight, or You had to like learn how to have thick skin, and I feel like that's a lost art.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
It is.
It's a lost art to talk smack, to get under people's skin, and to also deal with something like that.
I love it. I mean, when I tell people all the time, like, go in the comments. I love the shit talking. Let's do that.
Mix it up.
I don't want to.
Not me.
Great show. I want to hear. We get a lot of shit. Like a lot of people. Like, you sound like Steve-O, both of you.
Yeah.
Some guy texted, wrote something, and he said, I was a wannabe
Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz. First of all, I'm Italian, you mutt. And now
I don't know who's Joey Diaz.
He's the guy that's always on Joe Rogan. That's like always talking about how he did so much blow. And he's a shout out. But I was like, it's a compliment. Joey Diaz is a funny guy.
He's
don't
a funny
give a
guy.
fuck. Listen, if it was Joe Angelo or something like that, some Italian guy, that's okay.
So you don't want to be compared to a Spanish guy?
I don't want to be compared to anybody that's not Italian.
But
What if they said you were like Rosie
And that's
O'Donnell? I'd be offended.
Oh, I would be offended.
I'd be sad.
Listen, I'm like Aviv. I was 5 foot my whole fucking life. So guys like Johnny would always really fuck with me, you know?
Yeah.
And I fight him.
Why it's got to be guys like me?
Yeah,
Because you like to get on people's skin.
Yeah, but
it's
here's
all right.
here's the other thing though. I was never a punch downer. Okay, I was never a bully. I never.
Nah.
That was never me, dude. If I always stood up for people that I felt like were being picked on unfairly. I'm like, I punch at my level or I punch up, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's something to be said about that. It's like if there's somebody who's like a stud, or like a badass, and you're able to get them to crack, that almost like weakens who they are.
Yeah, well, you feel like you're fighting on the same level too, dude.
Listen,
It's like,
I'm just talking about, like, in my day, it was bullies. It was real bullies.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like a joke.
Yeah.
You know, you fuck with that, you got to fight.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had to get
and I've
fucked.
never done it to be malicious either. Like I've always done it in.
See, you're a horse of a different color.
Yeah.
You are really just a very.
Now,
unique
if there's
person.
people that I really don't
do it to be
like,
funny,
yeah, I
also.
do it to be funny, and I do it to to get a laugh.
Strategy.
So I've always been though, like I've always been like the class clown, dude. It was like school was just never for me.
Same here.
I always wanted to be like the social.
here.
I was always I always liked the social aspect. Couldn't keep my hands to myself. Talked out of turn. Had to always, have the last word.
I'm so proud. I got thrown out of high school. He got thrown out of high school. He got thrown out of high school. We don't fuck around. We're real.
The apples do not fall far from the tree.
And we all started our own businesses.
We're all doing well.
And we all fucking know a guy that gets
The
things
olive
off
does
the
not
back
fall
truck.
far
a
from the
guy.
bush.
Yeah, that 7-footer right there was at the school that we went to. So it was a school of people that was all thrown out of school, just kind of piled into one school. I got thrown out of that fucking thing too.
Yeah.
They were like, "Listen, we're gonna give you a diploma. Just don't come back to school no more."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, sweet deal."
But to Johnny's credit, he may do that, but like he said, he comes back because he's a competitor. And an article just came out in the New York Times where, one of the major producers crediting him that the game didn't really turn into the game until he came on the show because he took it serious. And that changed the game completely. And if you actually go back and you watch everything from season 1 all the way through, there was a change. And it only came when he came in and the other people around him came in because they were going at each other's necks in a competitive way, in a smack talk way. And you don't get other people that take the game serious if you don't have those people pioneering that. And as much as everybody talks about like the backbone of the challenge, it's like, no, the foundation got built with the Era 1 OGs, but the backbone of the challenge is really Era 2 because that's what put it on the map in a different way and made it a 5th sport
He
because
ate a
people
fucking
went
rat.
serious.
And carried it through the dark. I like to call like
The Dark Ages.
dude, like 11 through 20 was like the dark ages, dude. Like and again, I feel like if I wasn't there, just continuing to stir the pot and starting shit, I don't even know if we would have made it through the. But then things obviously. We really hit our stride again, 20, 21, 22. But there's a few seasons there where it was like, it was
Speaking of Era 1,
in the trenches, man.
now I'm going back to season 40 because now we got Paulie here. Fucking Derek, dude, taking out the OG, the Godfather. His little last up against him in that pole wrestle. That boy really is the pole wrestle champ.
He is. I've never met any. He has like pound for pound. Derek is. He's one of these guys where like, I'd be terrified. Like if you hit that guy with like a baseball bat in the face, like he would just keep coming at you.
Oh yeah.
Like that's just how he is, dude. He is so.
Pitbull.
He's a pit bull, dude, and he's relentless. And he just doesn't give up. I mean, I don't know if you saw the elimination he did against Joss.
Yeah, I was trying to tell my dad, but it was like 2 hours.
2 hours.
He's bleeding everywhere.
Now,
He's not even
mind
on
you,
the show.
here's the most impressive thing about that elimination. He wasn't on the show.
He wasn't on the show.
He had no dog in the fight.
That's what I was trying to tell my
He was
brother.
literally coming in to
Disrupt.
go into an elimination as a mercenary, and then if he beats the guy leaves. But either way, he's not coming into the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
The payment doesn't change.
No.
He comes in and
There's no
literally
reward.
absolutely put himself through a meat grinder just to
Again, size difference
just for
is
heart.
nuts.
Yeah.
Joss is a big
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
He's a big
He
dude.
wore him out, dude. Same with Mark. Yeah.
Question. If
Eric's got serial killer strength.
Yeah.
You know the movies where the serial killer's getting the shit kicked out of them and then they just
Yeah.
keep popping up?
Yeah.
And then they just kill everybody. That's Derek.
That's Derek.
Yeah.
So now, question: who wins in a pole wrestling match, Derek or Kyle?
Ooh, that's tough. The thing about Kyle is another one who he is such a goofball, and he takes and he's such just a nut. Like he doesn't take anything seriously, and
No.
he is kind of like a gangly, kind of just like goofy dude. But there's something about him where it's like he has a motor unlike anything I've ever seen. The guy doesn't stop, but also he's like so long and so like gangly. Like pole wrestle is just he's
built for it.
just good at that shit, dude.
And then but Derek, tucks his way into that little.
So, and that's the thing. Derek knows how to use his size as like a weapon, dude.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Once he got inside on Mark, and even though Mark's a bigger guy, it just became a battle of attrition.
Yeah.
And we knew once Derek was on the ground, and he's done this before, he uses his knees to like,
Wedge
work
that
on the
butt.
forearms, work on the hands, dude, and just slowly grinds away. Yeah. So, I mean, I wasn't surprised. I thought that Mark was going to pull that one out, but I wasn't surprised when Derek did.
I kind of felt the same way. Like I seen Derek winning it.
Yeah.
But Mark, just the mass size of him being error one, and
Yeah.
it was the first elimination, which was
I know.
wild. 11 people.
It sucked,
8
dude.
people.
Like that, like as cool as it was to have like this like massive elimination, we
With all the
lost so
craziest
many.
ones.
We lost so many, like just absolute like game changers, dude. Paulie, Mark,
Yeah.
dude, Amanda,
Leroy.
Leroy, Tony
Nerys.
was throwing around
Dude,
Leroy. I
Nerys,
was
yeah,
like,
I
and
know.
Nerys is just coming off a win.
Yep.
Yep.
I seen on your first episode where you had to wear pants.
Yeah,
by
yeah,
the
the
way.
first one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we have a table. I'm not wearing pants again.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to give you this. This is my wife got me these. They're made in Italy. You're a big notebook.
What?
You're a big
All
notebook guy.
right.
So instead of
All
carrying that big
right.
thing around, you got a
Made
little.
in Italy.
Oh, I love an exercise.
Just saying.
Yeah, right.
Just saying.
So I write down my exercises.
I put on
This
my
is an Italian
episodes.
father if I ever see one because he passes it over. Hey, this is made in Italy.
Hey,
the dad reassures
hey,
him.
whoa, whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
dude.
Made in Italy.
Co-sign it real quick.
It's fucking Italian.
I'm leaving for Italy in
Smell
6
that
weeks.
shit?
bro.
Literally smells like olives.
Yeah, I sprinkled some garlic in there for you.
Yeah, dude.
Because it's
Exercise book. My exercise today is ass, neck, and chest.
ass, neck, and
Ass, neck, and
chest.
chest.
It's the first exercise we're doing. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. When I met you the first time, I was like, he's a notebook guy, writes everything down. I'm a big time write down.
Yeah.
All right. So, question. I know Aviv here and I know Paulie's here, so might get a little awkward.
You don't got to spread the questions around.
No,
right?
well, I want
He's
to.
the guy.
I want to make a unbiased thing because you came on your first 3 seasons. You made 3 finals straight, right?
2. I think when I said I made it to the end, they just kind of worked that in as if
Yeah.
I made 3 finals. But the facts are I made 2, got purged right before the World's One final.
So I'm saying you came in disruptive and you're an athlete,
Very.
which is great. And obviously,
Very
like I said,
disruptive.
very disruptive. Obviously, and like I said, the set of balls to go up against Theo was just fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
Yep.
But if you had to rank on the Johnny Banana scale, who's your top male, top female without naming yourself?
I'd have to go CT, Jordan, Wes. Oh man, and then I'd say it's a toss up between probably Derek and Darrell. I'd have to probably go with Derek just because I feel like Darrell obviously is an absolute monster competitor, but I feel like he really did like have his peak early. Whereas Derek, I feel like still, I mean, you saw it going against Mark.
got it.
I mean, he still is every bit, and you'll see it this season too, is just as gritty and just as intense as he's always been. Females, I'd have to go Laurel, Cara Maria, Rachel, and I don't know, round out the 4. I mean, even though Emily's body of work isn't as long as other people's, everything, I mean, that girl's an absolute phenom.
Yeah, no,
She's a tank.
Absolute phenom, dude. Like, the girl right now is living in a van with her cat and still is absolutely jacked.
Yeah, just doing her thing. Just
I'm like, what do you
don't know how
do,
she does
Emily?
it.
Like, you see her, like when she came on the show, like I just saw her like at the airport, whatever, gave her a hug, and I'm like right now, if you wrapped me up, like if you wanted to like hold me down, I don't think I'd get out of it.
yeah, I think I'd have a little trouble.
Like
with
if
it.
you wanted to wrestle me and you wanted to pin me down, I don't even know if I'd be able to get out of it.
And she would do it with a smile.
Yeah.
yeah, big
Throwing
smile.
throwing freaking sense at him.
Yeah, dude. What, you light burning Palo Santo at the same time.
All right, so here's another one. This one actually both of you could answer. Favorite elimination to be in. So if you got to pick your elimination, and then favorite elimination to watch. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a touchy one for you.
Well, I don't really want to do many hall brawls anymore.
Yeah, I could have probably guessed that one.
You know.
so
You're
if you had
concussion
to,
away.
if you had to pick,
Yeah, I'm looking for my head's sake.
Yeah.
if you had to pick an elimination, anyone, what would you be? What would you
I mean,
want
that night I was hoping for a pole wrestle or a balls in because just I feel like that would have benefited me more than
Hell
just
yeah.
a hall brawl.
Yeah, Hall Brawl, you're trapped.
But favorite one to watch has got to be a hall brawl,
Gotta be Hall Brawl.
right?
I mean,
Yeah, it's like you're watching something. You're like, thank God that's not me doing that.
You're watching a train wreck.
It's like watching a bullfight. You're like,
Yeah.
you're like, I actually want this guy to get a horn up his ass, dude. You know what I mean?
so you both would prefer something strength based over puzzle
I'd
based.
want to do. Fuck puzzle.
Yeah, I know you
No,
fucking
fuck
hate
No,
those.
because here's the thing: is when you win a physical elimination, you walk away being like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
Hell yeah.
When you win a puzzle, you're like, "Okay."
I'm not gonna lie. When Devin won the light one against you,
Dude,
I
don't even get me started on that.
I listen. I'm sorry. Listen, I respect Devin as a player. I love the way he shit talks and shit. But like, he came out of that like he just beat you in a hall brawl.
I know.
Right.
And it was bothering me, so I know it had to bother you.
So, and just going into that elimination, I was severely injured. We had to do this challenge where we had to jump from the trunk of from the hood of a car to the trunk of
I
another
seen
car.
that. Who did
That's
the
the one where
flip off the-
Leroy almost killed himself.
I thought he was dead.
So and they smeared the cars with KY jelly. So when you jump off, you just slip. There's no chance.
And they didn't remove the glass.
Didn't remove the
Oh,
glass.
and then what's his name busted the back window?
Nelson and Zach.
Zach busted.
They had to go to the
that's
hospital. There was like 6 hospital visits on that one
what-
challenge.
Yeah,
alone.
that was wild.
So I should have gone to the hospital. I didn't. I tried to just tough it out. I jumped and I got what's called a hip pointer. It's very common in football where if you get hit in the crown of your hip with a helmet, it basically ruptures. You have this crazy band of nerves that goes over your hip and it like ruptures all these nerves. So I went hip first into the trunk of the car and I knew right away. It was the most excruciating pain I'd ever felt, dude.
Like shot down your leg.
My leg felt like it was on fire. It felt like someone took a kettle of boiling water and dumped it on my leg. Wow. And it was like that for a week. And it swelled up, dude. I couldn't, if I sneezed, if I rolled over, it was like this, it would just shoot pain down my leg. So me and Devin do this elimination that involves sprinting back and forth. So I'm already hobbled. But we were also given 2 different sets of instructions. So the point of the game was you had this light up board, you hit a button, and it lights up all the lights, right? Then what you have to do is remember which lights aren't lit up, let go, all lights turn out, and you go and you hit them, then you go back and hit the button again. I was told you have to press the button down for 5 seconds before you can run to the board. He was told you can't hold the button down for more than 5 seconds. So if you see the 2 of us, I'm over there and I'm sitting there, I look like a fucking idiot, just waiting. Then I'm going, and he's just running back and forth, dude.
yeah.
So,
That's wild.
and it wasn't until after that I realized that we had been given 2 different sets of instructions, which ended up benefiting him. So, yeah, the fact that he like tips his hat to that, whatever. I mean, you look at a guy like him, he hasn't won a whole lot, in his life. So good for him.
Good for him.
But no, if I had to choose, my favorite elimination to do is balls in, because again, it's physical, but it also involves moving and athleticism,
Strategy.
And I'm not gonna lie, I would rather juke a dude out and score on him than run him over.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's
Especially if you're going up against a 6'5", 250
Exactly.
pound guy.
So I
No
just
one
feel
wants to
like
do
that is just a more, as far as just like athleticism, it's more of an equalizer, because you could go up against a bigger guy and still win, whereas in hall brawl you're not. I mean, it's just physics, dude.
Yeah, you mentioned with Paulie that a piece that didn't air on the new season, and that was going to be one of my questions on, because I think that I could do a lot of the challenge shit.
A lot of people
When
do.
it comes to the eating shit, I don't know if I could get through it, but I've also never had to eat like raw testicles with like $1 million dangling over my
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
But I do know for a fact that the second that ball comes out, I'm gagging immediately.
Yeah.
So my question, I think you might have answered it on your your show. What's the worst thing you've had to eat? thus
Believe it
far?
or not, it's not even an animal. It's a fruit called durian, and they actually had it in here. They had it in shake form. I didn't. It's not as bad as it was in the past because it's the worst thing you've ever smelled in your life, dude. They actually call it cadaver fruit because it smells like a rotting body.
Oh my God.
But we've had to eat that twice in Thailand, and that is, I can stomach other stuff. I just block my brain out, and I'm like, all right, yes, you're eating a rat, you're eating a testicle, you're eating a brain. But there's something about this durian, dude, that the second you smell it and the second you taste it, it is just projectile vomiting. It's the worst thing.
I thought you were gonna say some sort of animal. What about for you?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I'm more of a texture guy.
Yeah. I mean,
So rat is definitely.
No. So like, I don't mind eating the stuff that's not moving.
yeah.
Things that are moving.
Like crunchy stuff, you're good.
Yeah,
with.
like having to bite into something in order to stop it from moving to then eat it, and like as you eat it, you feel it hitting parts of your mouth.
Yep.
And if you try and eat it whole, like you feel it moving around, and you feel it in your stomach moving around until it's digested. Like that gets me. I can't stand that. Like on Final Reckoning in the final, they had a bunch of shit that was moving. Slugs, and then on War of the Worlds 2, they had slugs. I think War of the Worlds 1 was the only one where they didn't have any eating the whole time, and I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
None? Zero?
That is
We
my.
don't like it. The eating,
I
it's
hate
like,
eating.
The
I
only
hate
people
the
like,
eating.
I don't even think most of the producers, I think it's like just MTV wants to see eating. I mean, I gotta say, other than the disgustingness though, the when we did Ride or Dies and Nani and I had to finish a fucking 3-pound
The pasta.
plate of pasta. I mean, this is probably like, you guys probably do this. This is like a Sunday
No,
night
that guy.
for you.
Yeah, that
Sunday
guy.
for me.
Yeah,
It's
that's
easy.
for him. You take that down.
Bro, when I tell you,
You even said it. You're like, I'm Italian. This is gonna be no problem for me.
well, they didn't show. We had to eat 8 bread rolls. Then we had to eat a 3-pound bowl of spaghetti. Then we had to eat a tub of ice cream. Bro, when I tell you after, it wasn't even like, I actually thought I was going to die. Like, have you ever seen the movie Seven, when Gluttony, the guy, he feeds him so much, his veins explode?
Yeah.
The pasta?
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen. I'm like, guys, I can't see my toes. My stomach's sticking out so far. I'm like, dude, I feel like my stomach's going to rupture.
What do you think is either one of you? What's the hardest challenge you've ever done? Like as far as physical, like just the hardest one that sticks out the most.
Like final or just challenge?
Just an
challenge?
actual challenge.
Oh shit, dude. I mean, there's different types of difficult challenges. There's ones where you actually have to get the nuts up to do something, like you jump off a building.
What was the scariest one you've ever?
I
done?
mean, it's this season. I mean, other than this season, you'll see it coming up. But prior to this, the scariest one we ever did was on X's 2. We were in Panama, and it was the night before we flew. It was the night that Sarah fucked me before the infamous money grab where I get her back.
Oh yeah.
It's pouring rain.
He loved that story. By
Yeah,
the way.
it's pouring rain. There's lightning and thunder and shit in the sky. So they put us in the bus. We drive, and you know when you're in a foreign country, if you're in a city center surrounded by buildings, you're doing a heights challenge.
Yeah.
It's nighttime. We've never done a heights challenge at night. And it's raining. So they take us to like a fucking Hooters or something. They're like, all right, guys, we're just going to have you guys sit here until. So we're like, all right. Finally, like, all right, we're ready to go. We show up to this building. We go up to like the 60th. It's the 60th floor. So you're 600 feet over the ground.
Yeah.
It's at night. They've got like spotlight shining on the building. And we had to walk out on a plank. And there was a rope. And you basically had to step off this plank. And you're looking 600 feet down at night, dude. Get onto a rope. Fireman slide down to the bottom. It's like 10, 15 feet. Transfer to another rope, slide down, transfer to another rope, slide down. And when I tell you, dude, like walking out on that plank and stepping off that platform was probably the scariest shit we've ever done.
Do you have like any kind of security, safety shit on?
Yeah, they got harnesses and shit on.
Oh, man.
Nah,
we just go out.
We just raw dog that shit.
You're eating fucking rats. The shit you're fighting in hallways. I need to ask that question.
We're just raw
I
dog.
don't watch it.
Nope.
I never. Listen, I
Imagine
never
600
watched
feet
it,
up.
so-
They're like, hey, listen, if you do fall, we will let your
So
loved
what they
ones
do
know.
is
that
they
you're
You're
have-
jumping on a car with Vaseline on it.
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What they do is they fill up a dumpster with hay at the bottom.
Yeah.
So if you fall,
You just got to make sure you land in that barrel of hay.
Yeah, you just got to
part
land
of the
flat.
challenge.
Yeah, you land flat, you're safe.
Yeah. So you brought it up. So I was going to ask you. No regrets on keeping the whole 275.
Not one second has passed by that I've sat there like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I said this before. It's like I've never once like gone to my bank account and looked at it and been like, God, I wish there was $250,000 less dollars in here.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing that most people don't understand, and I'm so glad MTV finally played it this season, because we were talking about betrayals. She fucked me first, man. Like, it was what I did back to her. It was just purely retribution, dude.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't obviously say that in my speech because I didn't want to make it sound like retribution. I just want to make it sound like, hey, this is me looking out for my future. But, I mean, listen, you rewrote the rules of engagement when we were in an alliance and you screwed me over. So all I was doing was playing by the new rules that you created.
Yeah.
And
You made the bed.
you
Now
made
you
the
let
bed.
it.
I didn't make the rules to the final. It's not like TJ gave you the check and I held a gun to your head and said, give me the money.
Yeah.
TJ's like, Bananas, you won. Do you want to keep the money or you want to split it? And I'm like, oh, this is the easiest decision I've ever made.
So
I just don't understand the blowback. I mean, I remember watching that moment being like, fuck yeah. That's exactly how it should happen.
I said the same thing. I was like, oh,
And I don't
it
understand.
is a rival.
I don't
We're all
understand
dickheads, so
I don't
that's why.
understand the blowback that he got and everybody kind of putting a curse on him and everything, because when I looked at it, it's like, even from a logical perspective, let's say he split the money with Sarah. What if like 5-10 years later, they're no longer friends, they're no longer in each other's lives. And it's like, I split that money that I could have used for my future and done something better. It's a no-brainer. It's like, even if you're best friends with the person, you don't know where you're going to be 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
And I try to think of it 10 years down the road, what is that money going to do for me? Like with Natalie on Final Reckoning, I was taking that shit.
Yeah.
Like if she didn't get
I was
lost,
taking that shit.
if she didn't get lost and cost me that freaking final, that shit was mine. I was taking it. And now it would have sucked because, we were in the redemption house for 10 weeks. I heard everything about her family, everything about everything that was going. But at the end of the day, her and I were against each other on Big Brother. We did not like each other on Big Brother. She only made amends with me coming into the challenge when she thought I was going to be on Vendettas, which I was supposed to be if I didn't break my ankle the night before flying out. And that whole season, I was like, you're kind of the reason why we keep losing these fucking eliminations because everybody's shouting, you're freezing up. We're shoo-ins to win. You go the wrong direction when there's signs going everywhere else. Like I was like, in my mind, I was like, if we somehow pull this out, it's mine. And I'm not even going to be nice about it.
Yeah.
Other than my immediate family and maybe like a couple really close friends of mine, I don't have a $275,000 relationship with many people on this planet.
Yeah.
Especially not someone that has betrayed
you
me on
over.
national TV, has already screwed me over. I have a broken relationship with as it is already. I don't talk to that much outside of the show. Like, absolutely
I'm going
not.
to be honest. I was never a really big fan of her
Yeah.
anyways.
And
so.
Ashley never got the blowback from taking the money from
I
Hunter.
was just going to say, she stole $1 million. She stole $1 million from Hunter. A whole mill.
Yeah.
Whole fucking mill.
And the sad part about that, here's the other thing most people don't realize. At the time, Sarah was engaged to a very wealthy wine. He was like one of like the top guys at Layer Cake Wine. So this guy's like a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're
She's
going
like, I was gonna use it to pay off my student loans. No, you weren't. Your husband, your millionaire husband. Here's the funniest part. I take the money. It's this whole thing. Oh my God, feel bad for me. I was gonna pay off
Johnny's
my
an
student
asshole.
loans. The next day, she posted a video on Instagram of her doing somersaults in a brand new house in Newport Beach. She's like, oh, just moved into our new house. Probably a couple $1 million for this.
So she's all right.
I'm like, are you serious? Like, how tone deaf can you be? So that's my thing is like, whereas Hunter was, I think he was like literally sleeping like on his like grandmother's couch.
Hunter had nothing.
Had nothing.
Nothing.
And
Like
she-
that was actually going to like change that
his life.
man's life.
And not to mention, he really did hold his weight in that final.
Yes.
And if you looked at the very first thing when they had to climb down the ladder on the helicopter, her mind was already set. Like, I'm gonna have the fastest time no matter what.
Some say she kicked him off of the ladder.
She did. I was telling my dad. He fell 10 feet, landed on his back first. I was like, is this guy gonna be out right
Fucking
now?
never have we seen, ever since Titanic,
kick it-
when Rose kicks Jack off the door, have we seen something
That crazy.
Dude,
Bro, he
that
came
malicious.
down. I thought he was gonna
Heartless.
I thought he was gonna be done right there.
Yeah.
And
No,
she-
we thought he
popped
died
out.
because they told us when we're climbing down the helicopter, they're like, if you fall off the ladder, we got you. When they come down and he fell and they didn't have him, he landed
bounced.
flat on his back. I was
Yeah, and he
like, I was like, Hunter's dad.
And you're gonna trust him to
like,
walk
he's
off a
dead.
fucking 600-foot roof?
I know, dude. No, trust me. We say this all the time.
Listen, do they have any episodes for guys over 65? I want to go on this.
Not
one.
yet. My dad was saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
He's like, they should have like a challenge for like,
Seniors,
yeah,
like
like a
senior
senior
idiot,
should.
senior idiot.
My
challenge.
wife's always telling me you got to sign
gold.
like you don't sign up. You got to be on Big Brother. You got to be on
Yeah,
one of those shows. I'm
yeah.
like, and I don't
No,
know
you
if I
don't.
can
You
eat that.
just got to be Italian.
Well, going back to what you were saying before, though.
It's got to grease some palms.
Yeah.
It's got to grease some
Going
palms.
back to
We got a
yeah.
guy.
We got a guy.
We got a guy.
I was like, I got some guys who are going to pay you a visit if you don't put my son on the
Pay
show.
you some cash.
We'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Right?
But no, going back to like what you said, because I hear this from fans a lot and people who watch the show. They're like, they'll watch the challenge on TV and they'll be like, oh, I could do that. It's so much different watching somebody do something on TV because there are so many elements that you don't realize factor into that. There is obviously the pressure of the game. There is the fact that we're going to have one opportunity to do this, and we haven't done it before. We're never going to do it again. This could potentially end up sending me into an elimination where I could go into a hall brawl against a
Shit,
mutant.
the weather.
Or
The weather,
or a fucking hospital.
dude. The fact that, or a hospital. The fact that how deep are we into this game? My mind's not right. We haven't been sleeping right. Haven't been eating right. My anxiety's through the roof. So there's so many different elements that factor in while you're doing it. Yeah, if Paulie and I showed up one day and there is a apparatus over the water and it's you and a bunch of your buddies out there and say, hey, let's just take a couple shots at like trying to like get across this platform. You do it no problem because there's no pressure.
Yeah.
But there's so much pressure that is applied. Trivia is a great example. Everyone's like, you guys are so stupid. It's like, let me dangle you by your balls 30 feet over the water backwards. And you spell bicentennial. I couldn't spell that right here, fucking sitting in front of you guys. Like your brain literally short circuits because you're you're like, oh my God, if I get this wrong, I'm
getting flung.
I'm getting flung.
I have this written down in my book because it was one of the funniest things that I laughed out loud watching the challenge over the years. I don't remember what season it was on, but TJ asked you, what won the best motion picture in 2011 or some shit? And you go, I don't fucking know, Tej. Me, myself, and Irene. I lost my shit. He goes, I don't know. Me, myself, and Irene. Obviously, that's not the best picture. But the fact that was the one that came to your head and that's the one you shouted out, I lost it. I cried. I was laughing so hard. I was
Bro, yeah, they could be like, spell your own name, and you'd be like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you're up there.
It's like somebody will say to you, so what's that guy's last name? The minute you ask, it's out of my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, you know, that's why the old Italian tactics don't work, where they take somebody into a back room and hold a gun to his head and say, tell me who did it. Tell me who did it.
You're
They don't know who did it.
Yeah.
They're just going to say any name. You know?
Johnny Bananas.
I'm pointing to the guy right now. He did it. This motherfucker.
Who's this guy?
So, what was the toughest, both of you, what's the toughest final you've ever been in?
The first overnight challenge that they ever did, which was Rivals 1. It was the first time we switched locations. It was the first time they didn't feed us for 24 hours. It was the first time we didn't sleep. I mean, dude, the thing about finals now, you'll see, they're not point A to point B finals. It's not like, hey, you start here and you don't stop until you finish.
Yeah.
Now it's like, and they do it obviously because it's easier for like camera repos and it's easier for like, you know, backdrops and settings and setup challenges. They'll do like, here's an area. You do a task in this area.
Time stops.
Then we're going to, stop time. We're going to transport you over to this place. Then you're going to do something over here. And then you're going to do something over here. Now, that was different of what they did on, what was it, World 2? You guys just ran in loops?
Yeah, War of the Worlds 1 and 2 were random loops.
So, and they do that for the same reason. If you're just running a loop, all the cameras can be set up in the middle, and then they can they don't have to follow you.
Yeah.
But this one was, I think it was 22 miles. Half of that was basically straight up a mountain. The first day we started at 7 a.m., didn't end till 9 p.m. Weren't allowed to sleep. We'd stand up on a rock overnight, and then, after not eating, wake up the next day, and then summit 3,000 feet. Like, it was so brutal. And then here's the worst part. We get to the top of this mountain, this peak in Patagonia, Argentina. TJ's not there. First time never seen TJ not there. Like, where the fuck's TJ? They're like, TJ's not coming up here. Like, we didn't. So we're like, all right, show's over. What? How do we get down? They're like, you're walking back down.
Whoa.
So we now walk.
So you had to scale back down.
Mind you, dude, both of my knees, I had like a stress fracture in my foot. Both of my knees, like my whatever NCLs, ACLs were both completely fried. I couldn't walk, dude. I could not, literally, I could not walk.
And they're telling you, the way to get to the check is down there.
Yeah, you got to walk back
Yeah.
down. So then, yeah, you had to walk back down after that. So that was, and I mean, we had just done an elimination against CT, me and Tyler, where we got basically fucking steamrolled in a intersecting half pipe.
Oh, that was an elimination?
That was an elimination.
Oh, I thought that was a
T-boned.
daily.
No, that
Oh
was an
my
elimination.
God.
Yeah, dude.
So
So
the infamous choo-choo train
Yep.
thing.
CT's a fucking animal.
he's an animal.
He's a
dude.
big boy.
He's
I love that he comes in there. He's like, hey. I love the grunts in my favorite.
Yeah.
He's like, can you sit me here?
Yeah.
It's the
Yep.
best. Another Italian.
Yep.
Another one of the crew.
yeah.
Another Italian. Get him down here.
Oh my god.
Oh, I like him.
He'll
Yeah.
be up here at some point. He's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Miami, so yeah.
Yeah,
he's
so
here.
he's another Florida boy.
Yeah.
How many, is everyone in Florida that's on the show?
There's a few of us. Rachel's here, Josh is here, Tori is in between here and New Jersey. Sebastian lives down in Miami. Who else?
I think Alyssa Lopez is here.
Alyssa Lopez. Yeah,
Snyder's
I mean they're more
here.
BB people, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
him and Carr up in
Destin.
Destin, Orlando area. Mark's in Orlando. There's a lot of us, dude.
That's a lot. It's
Fessy.
Fessy.
yeah, Fessy's here
Fessy's
too.
Fessy's a good competitor.
Yeah.
Personally, you guys are talking about Josh. I don't see Josh ever winning a challenge ever.
No.
Ever.
No.
He's too soft.
He-
My
it-
opinion.
it's
I don't
not-
know.
I don't
You guys
even-
know it better than I do, but from
It's
what I
not
see,
even from him being soft. The thing about Josh is there are certain people that it's like, all right, Josh, you got the strength component down.
yeah.
All right, you're Olympic lifting every single fucking day. Why don't you work on like balance and agility?
Yeah, he doesn't have that.
He does the
None.
cardio
He's
and
got
the
no
strength. He doesn't
He's
do
got
the
cardio and
balance.
strength. It's like here, if you run through this wall, but then it's like, oh, walk over this beam or like do
That's where
something.
he's fucked. He can walk through the wall, but then the balance beam, he's done.
I'm sorry, but how do you lose tug of war standing on a hay bale to Jordan?
Yeah.
And listen, don't get me wrong, Jordan is a phenomenal athlete, but I
Yeah.
mean the guy has one hand.
He has one hand.
Like-
but Jordan isn't.
No, he
Definitely
is a
top-
whole
he's
different
top tier.
whole different
He- yeah,
animal
he's
when
a
it
different
comes to
animal.
he is, dude. When it comes I mean, he's the best pure endurance athlete we've ever had on the show.
Yeah, he could. Definitely. He don't quit.
He does not quit.
But I also
neither do you
think
guys
Josh
are.
gets in his head a little bit. Like,
yes, he does panic.
you know, and you've been through enough eliminations and dailies and finals where it's like there's a certain point where you lock in and there's no room for error, and the person who wins is usually the person who isn't rattled. I don't think Josh has gotten to the point where he
could just
doesn't get rattled.
block everything
Like
out.
the second he goes into an elimination, instead of thinking, how am I going to
panics.
win this elimination? He's like thinking of every elimination he's lost
Yeah.
already.
And he's bitching at everybody that put him in the elimination instead of focusing on the task at hand.
Yeah.
And that's where I think he loses it. And he tries to get his social game is always so it has to be tied to Fessy or it has to be tied to Casey.
He does have a good. I will get
His social game's
because
incredible.
His
Yeah.
social game's really good because he's so likable and he's such a sweet guy, dude. And that's why everyone's like, "Oh, Josh is such a crybaby." I'm like, but that's what makes him. He's authentic. Josh
Yeah,
is
He's a likable guy.
For sure.
and he
Loyal
gets
to
a
the
lot
core.
of shit. He's so loyal, dude, and he gets
Unlike
so much
Fessy,
shit. Yeah,
He uses Josh to,
Yeah.
to get to
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's the thing with that. What I'm saying about Josh is he's not like you
he's
said.
too
He
forgiving
needs that-
too.
Yeah, he needs that.
He's
that
too
hunter
forgiving,
mentality.
and I tell Josh that all the time. I'm like, bro, you cannot be so forgiving to these people, man, because people know now. It's like being in a relationship with somebody, with the girl. You're like, all right, you cheat on them and they forgive you, and they're like, don't do it again, and you do it again, and then they forgive you, and then you're like, okay, well, they're just now I know I can just cheat on this person because they're just gonna keep forgiving me, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's how people are with Josh. They know they can screw him over,
And
and
he's
he's,
gonna take
just gonna forgive them, so they just keep doing it.
Yeah, it's like, hey, listen, Josh, it won't happen again.
Yeah.
2 episodes later,
Yeah.
he's getting fucked again. It's
Yep.
just like-
Yeah.
And then he's like, how did this happen, bro?
Yeah.
You set yourself up for this shit.
This sounds like me with you
Well,
and
it's
my
like
son, my two sons.
I also think Josh wants all of his friends to win more than he wants himself to win.
That's the problem. Yeah.
But he says that he wants to win, but there's certain decisions where
It's not for his
if you're
best
making
interest.
if you're making it for your game, you're gonna do it. And you've known this more than anybody. It's like, and I learned this the hard way on World of Worlds too. You can't protect 12 people.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
You
especially
know?
when it starts dwindling
And
down.
you can't
too.
make 12 people and make the right decisions to set yourself up to win. You can protect 12 people, but then you might get stuck with a team that is going to force you to carry extra weight, and then you end up being the one that dies of heat stroke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just it. Like
That's
I had
just
to
it.
carry next to Ninja, where I was like, "Fuck, man! Why I didn't have to be loyal all the way to the end to everybody.
To
I could have
everybody,
even
yeah.
weakened the UK team. I could have been like, all right, we're at a point in the game where fuck it, they don't have the numbers, so CT could go in, Rogan could go in, they all could fucking go in. It doesn't matter. But I was blinded by trying to protect everybody, and it cost me looking like an asshole.
I mean,
You
yeah,
know?
you see, it sucks. So how do you guys feel about when you go? I don't want to keep you guys all day, But
Yeah, we're fucking hungry. No.
yeah, I'm fucking starving, my goddamn.
Fucking
You gotta go to
Aviv,
What's Up.
Aviv's about to beat the shit out of all you guys.
Listen, did you ever
Aviv
go to
looks
What's
fine. I don't
Up?
want to fucking.
What's up?
What's Up?
Oh no.
Bro,
Bro,
it's fucking
Where is it?
It's fucking
The
nine.
guy's from Rome. Go figure. The guy's from Rome.
it's the
and
best.
Hold
he
on, let me write this in my notebook.
No, I'm telling you right now.
Ask for Antonio. Go there.
As for
You
him,
got.
Siegs and sub, Antonio.
Listen,
I'm telling you right now,
Right.
it's the best Italian sandwich you will find in Florida.
you will
Hands
never
down.
have a better Italian sandwich.
Not at all. I swear.
What's
to God.
up? I love that.
What's up? It's
It's-
right. It's right
go
on
right
Federal
down
Highway.
Federal. As soon as you pass 10th Street, it's on the left. So it's only about 15 minutes.
Not
from
even.
here.
It's 8 minutes. But it,
Well, if you go,
Is it 15 or 8?
I say
If it's
you're
8
hungry-
minutes, I'll go. If it's 15,
all
that's
right, hold
pushing
on,
it.
hold on,
If it's
hold
8
on,
minutes,
hold
if
on.
you're hungry, then
Hold
you
on.
fucking fly there. But listen, they have sandwiches there.
Okay.
You know, in New York, they put the sandwiches that are like fucking 4 feet high.
Yeah.
It says
This
12
guy-
minutes on.
Oh, 12. Okay, I can do 12.
12,
We can do
12.
You said 15. 12 I can do.
12 you can do.
Aviv, you like Italian subs?
They have.
Her husband's Sicilian.
Aviv, amazing. Fucking amazing.
And no matter what you order,
And
there,
then
you
when
can't
you're
mess.
done-
How's their matzo ball soup?
Yeah. I think that's on the secret menu. You got to.
It's on the secret menu.
I get a sandwich called the Arthur Avenue. It's prosciutto. It's stracciatelle. It's the
Oh, yeah.
bro.
Fuck. All
Did you
right.
have a sandwich
got a
named
little-
after you?
Yeah, we do have a Budo. It's called the Budo.
The Buddha.
Yeah.
The Budo.
Budo.
Oh,
That's
Buddha?
our last
I thought you
name.
said Buddha. I'm
No,
like, wow.
Buddha.
dude.
Buddha.
You
Our
brought
last name
Buddha
is-
to the podcast?
Our last name is Budo.
Okay, I think you said Buddha.
No, he calls it Budo. In
I-
Italian, maybe it is. I don't know.
That's fine. I don't know. But yeah, there's a sandwich. It's chicken cutlets. It's like a nice pink sauce with a stracciatelle and then a pesto. They get with no pesto. And I get every sandwich on the focaccia bread. They make it right there.
Okay.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's next level Italian.
Do you like it? Do you like the Italian seeded bread?
Yeah, love it.
Oh,
Well, that's why he's got
Garlic and herb at Subway is the bomb.
oh God!
We're talking about real sandwiches.
God damn it! That's
Tries to sell
insulting, John.
All right, so once again, I just want to say thank you to the boys, Paulie. Thank you for being
Buddy,
surprised.
thank you
I
guys.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys.
Johnny, I
We're part of
appreciate
the
it.
family now.
Everybody, Rumble in Boca.
Rumble in Boca. Fuck
What's
yeah.
the Instagram? It's Rumble.
Rumble Boxing East Boca. Yeah.
Check him out, man.
Yeah,
you
man.
might run into Johnny Bananas in
You
a boxing
might.
class. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know. We might throw some dogs.
Once again, man, thank you guys. I
He
appreciate
might
you
be a
guys coming
teacher.
on the
She may get a
show.
reunion tits out.
Yeah.
We got reunion
yo,
tits coming.
We got some reunion booties coming.
Once again, thank you, boys. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's been great. Appreciate you, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Welcome back. How fucking cool was that shit?
That was very cool.
Listen, I'm a big time fan, so that was a big deal for me, guys. I'm holding it in right now, but I was very excited about
They're really
that.
funny guys. I had a good time.
Before Italians sitting on chair. Oh, we got John Crept in the building. Oh, and we got a yawn. There it is. We got the
Welcome,
yawn.
John.
Welcome, John. John's in town from Florida. 7-foot nightmare is in the building, so we're gonna get to hang out with the 7-foot nightmare today. It was just such an awesome show. I had a whole episode set up in case Johnny wasn't available, and that having Paulie here was just awesome. It ran a lot longer. Thank you to both of you. That was awesome.
Great episode, man.
Especially that I'm a huge mega fan of the actual show. Can't wait to see what happens the rest of the season. I just wanted to give a big shout out to one of our biggest fans on the show. I want to pull up this picture right now from my dad. Dad, this is a gift for you.
Oh, look, it's me. Oh God.
We have another #1 wild and crazy guy. Do you know who it is?
Baby Joe.
Who?
Tommy.
Wes.
Wes got it.
Wes got it.
Wes, I love you, brother.
He goes, listen, man, that guy saved my life. I think it's only right I get the #1 wild and crazy guy.
I
tattoo.
love you, Wes, man. You're the best, brother.
Wes, I also want to let you know tomorrow, motherfucker, your shirts will be at your front door.
I had a fucking Wes. I almost had to drive him there.
No, he didn't. I didn't have your sizes.
He didn't
no.
have it. I had it.
He had the sizes, but they will be. That's my surprise to you. I told you I had a surprise for you on the show.
Saturday.
This is
You
it.
sent them out Friday or Saturday?
I don't know. They said they'll be there Tuesday. So, and I threw a couple extra in there. So you got a couple extra shirts for
Yeah, for
waiting.
your wife, whatever.
Yeah. So thank you, Wes.
But
for
we
your
sent
patience.
you a Florida and a New York.
Yeah, on your side you got a Florida and a New York, and then I sent you a Florida and I believe a medium or a large that you could give out to whoever you want. But that was for you. I'm gonna save everything I had today for the next show because it's good stuff that we could talk about, and that show was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was a
I'm
really
so
great show.
fucking happy that it just organically happened.
Listen, eventually we were going to have the president of the United States on. I mean, you know, stay tuned. We got a lot of good
no
people
politics
coming in.
on here.
Huh?
We're not talking politics.
It's not politics. I said the president. It
We're
could
gonna
be
leave
here.
it. We're gonna leave it at that. And we're not gonna throw him off the set today. He's saying that he doesn't like being thrown off the set anymore.
I feel like I'm a stepchild.
You're the one who started with the I'm fucking done. And
That was one day.
I'm just saying, you
And
started.
then you made me do it the next day. You said, okay, get the fuck off my show.
No, you said
And
I'm
stop
done.
cursing. You make me curse.
Oh, now you're gonna blame me.
See, you admit it.
Why do I always fall for that shit? All right. I want to explain this real quick before we go, and then I have my sponsor that I need to read, my girl Sammy. 75% of our viewers are not subscribed. I want to explain this to the older generation because I feel like that's where our disconnect is. When you go onto YouTube, your login to YouTube is your Gmail. You don't have to create an account or anything. You use your actual Gmail account to sign into YouTube to click subscribe. 75% of the people watching, not subscribed. Not cool. Just hit the fucking button. It's right there. Just
Well,
click.
my friend Anthony Caratanudo from the Bronx told me, I asked him to try it, and he did, and he said, I just hit follow, and that was it. He
Yeah,
said,
because
"There we go."
90% of people, your Gmail is already logged into your phone. Like, when you go to log, use your Gmail account. You click that, boom, and then your Google logs you into, and then you subscribe, and then you make me happy. That's all I'm asking for, is just to make me happy. I'm trying to make you guys happy.
Anyway, I want to give a shout out to Anthony Caratanudo. They have a headstone place. God forbid you need it, but should you? They're on Tremont Avenue in the Bronx. Anthony's looking out for me and my family for an issue, and we really appreciate it.
We do. Can you pull up the EE Motors? Do you have it?
Yeah, you got to have it.
We pulled it up on the last show.
Shout out Gary Bobsheva, Bobsheva Chiropractic.
Oh my God! Shout out Gary. He went in on his day
in
off
Parkland. He did. He went in on his day off for
because
Joe.
my dad fucked me up in the gym.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, he talks the talk, but he does walk the walk.
No,
he
he
says,
showed-
"Oh, you need it on the weekend," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, whatever, Gary.
Fucking
Yeah,
Gary
yeah,
showed up,
fucking-
and he told Joe, "You need to come in Sunday. I'll be there."
Yep.
So
And to be honest with you, he fucking healed me. I felt so good, man. I really hurt myself. And he said you were gonna be sore, but he did feel the part that was popped out, snapped me back in, and I was good to go.
you need a mover?
Oh.
Call my boy Aldo.
Jesus.
Colonial Van Lights.
Hold
Okay,
on,
that's
hold
it.
on, hold on. This is how we're doing it today. Shout out Economic Electric Motors, my friend Sammy and Phil's company, the ultimate HVAC supply company. And I'm talking everything you need, soup to nuts. If you're a contractor, if you're a fix-it-yourself guy, which I absolutely am not, you can't see it down there because it's blown up real big, but it's eemotors.com. 7 locations across South Florida. They just reopened their South Miami location. That's the number. If you're a general contractor, any type
Phone
of
number 305-471-0196.
operators are really standing by this one. Not my
305-471-0196.
operators are really standing by, not my 4-year-old. As always, tell a friend to tell a friend. Click like, subscribe, share. Everyone needs a laugh these days. We love you. Hope you guys love us back. God bless. We're out. Peace.